it's Dale here. Today I'm going to talk to you about wire, knitting wire and different wires. I've been playing around with wire for years, and just to start off with, because wires gets in everything, when I did City and Guilds I made this wire, knitted wire dress. So the whole, as you can see, wire is very flexible and it moves around. You'd have to manipulate it back. The underneath is lots of knitting and other stitching and things like that, but that's a different day. So the whole outside was knitted, and this is from a long time ago, so, and it overlaps, and there's a bag somewhere, but I haven't seen that for a while. So that is what I used to do a lot of, and I also did for my City and Guilds. I made I did research on Elizabeth I. When you look at this picture, it's the ruffs, and so I wanted to recreate a collar with the ruff, and I ended up with, this is all that's left now because I've not got the piece anymore, but you can see it's a whole collar that I've manipulated and shaped, and I knitted it all with very fine wire. So if we have a look here, this is what you call gauge 2mm or gauge 1 wire. We don't have a lot of colours in that. We sell it for the princely sum of about $3 for 10 metre lots increments. So those are the only colours I've got left. But it's really easy to knit, and as you can see, I've used big needles, and I've simply manipulated it as you go. So I'm not looking for pristine sort of effects here. That's the gunmetal, but I'll just show you through here very quickly some of the ideas for ruffs that I got, and did my research on Elizabeth I. And I did a variety of different things, tested out different things before I actually hit the trying to get the effect that I might have, stitching and so on, and playing with different things until I finally reached the idea of knitting. So that is the big piece I knitted, and of course that's a lot of knitting to make a whole garment, so I potted along for ages and ages to get to that. So that was my, all sorts of things. It has lace edges that are stitched on, water soluble and so on. But the woven wire, the wire is just really quite good to work with for all sorts of things like that. Now that's the number 1 gauge, and then I have a lot of in here, what we call gauge 2 in all sorts of colours, and it's 3mm, so it's thicker. And I've just been stitching a little bit. I've not done that much with this one, but I thought what a wonderful idea for, I've used smaller needles. I think these are 4s or as opposed, but odd needles are really good because you get different effects. But this one here is just, how fiddly to stitch with in a way, to knit with in a way, because it's firmer than the other one. The other one's very flexible. This one just takes a little, but I'm just knitting a little row. Now this could be a fabulous insert in your woven work if you're doing that sort of thing. And you could, of course, with either of them, add beads as you go, which I've done in the past, but not so much, not today. So you just thread beads onto the wire, put a heap on when you start, and then just slip them in when you're going. But look, wouldn't this be wonderful just to add for a little balance across the top? So you can stitch it, you can machine stitch into it very easily, just as a trap over something. What about a trap going down through here, just to add texture to your work that you're doing? I'm quite excited by this, so I'm going to make it much longer and trap it over, and to use as a wrapping around an entire little book that you're making. Look, as a clasp and so on, add things into it. So that's just to get, your brain exercised and thinking about it, if that's the sort of thing that you're interested in. But we do sell it 10 metre increments for about $3, I think, so which means you can buy quite a lot and have quite a bit of fun with it. And then when you get on to thicker pieces of of wire, you can use them. I've used them for wrapping things, so you get into different heavy ones and wrapping them and crimping them and adding beads and adding all sorts of stuff. And people used to stop using wire as much as they used to, but it's there to have a lot of fun with, to add into other things that you're doing. It doesn't have to be a necklace. So then I hope that's given you a few little ideas for this week. See you again another time. Bye.